Why should people come and see our spring musical production of Aida? It's a great question. Number of reasons. First of all, it's excellent literature. The forbidden love story reminds me of Romeo and Juliet. Only, of course, this takes place in ancient Egypt. But really, when you get right down to it, the setting is not nearly as important as the storyline itself. Again, going back to forbidden love. It's a storyline, a theme that we find all throughout literature. Add to that the Elton John, Tim Rice music, very pop, very rock and roll, has a very, very clever feel to it. Clever in the sense that you find your feet tapping to the music when it's being played. It's very soulful. And I think audiences like that. I think the actors on stage, the characters on stage are going to be able to relate to the audience and the audience to them in this particular soulful show. There's passion. Imagine being enslaved. One of the Nubian side of the story, the forbidden love story, unlike the Capulets and Montagues in Romeo and Juliet, we have Nubians and Egyptians, and the Nubian culture is being enslaved by the Egyptians, and there's angst and there's hardship and there's a very powerful soulful feeling that goes with the story, and I think that is felt when we get into the Nubian slave camps and some of the songs that they sing there. God's Love, Nubia, The Dance of the Robe, just to name a few. With that, the power. A lot of musicals are light and fluffy and silly and delightfully fun to go see, but this one has a power to it. This one has something special, a special feel to it that is very contagious. And what I anticipate is normal crowds on the first weekend, and then when people see what it is, word of mouth is going to really swell the audiences on the second weekend. You'll love it. It's a very, very, again, soulful and powerful piece of literature. The passion that the kids sing with on stage is very unusual. At the high school level, we're blessed with tremendous talent, and that would be a third very important reason to go see it. I think Cherry Hill East Theater, and specifically the talent on stage, is exceptional. One does not see this very often at the high school level, and for $12 you get to see something that can move you every bit as much as a regional theater production or a Broadway production.